Council, staff, gallery, it's time to call the meeting to order. Thanks very much for being here. Councillor McCollum sends his regrets for not being here, but business moves on with the responsibilities we have. We will call the meeting to order at 1:30, the land acknowledgement. We begin this gathering by acknowledging that the land upon which we meet is the traditional territory of First Nations people who have a long-standing relationship with the land, water, and regions of Southwest Middlesex. The nations along the banks of the Thames River include the Chippewa of the Thames, Oneida Nation of the Thames, Munsee Delaware Nation, and Delaware Nation of Moravian Town. We convey our respect to our First Nation neighbors and thank them for their contributions to our culture, community, our past, and partnerships in the future. Council, I'll ask if there's any declaration of pecuniary interest or the general nature thereof. Glancing around the horseshoe, I don't see any. Confirmation of the agenda, it has been circulated. Council, the chair has asked for a recommendation to adopt the agenda as circulated. Is there a mover and a seconder? Councillor Emery. Councillor McGill, all in favor? Carried. Delegation and presentations. I have been advised that there are none at this time. The consent agenda is next on our list here. I'll go through them briefly and just raise your hand. I'll glance up occasionally and I'll see it. 14 items. Draft regular meeting of council minutes, January 14th. Special meeting of council, January 21st. Middlesex County Council meeting, December 9th. And if you wish to deal with any of these, just let me know. Middlesex County meeting highlights, the 13th. Glencoe District Curling Club donation request. Yep, okay, a couple of them. Yep, Ed first, followed by the deputy mayor.
Yes, I'd like to support that, Mayor.
Which one are you talking about? The yep, okay, yes. Is there amount of money in there? There isn't, eh? So what, how do you want to handle that, staff, historically? What we gave them, have they ever asked for money in the past? Can we have a historical connotation to this conversation?
Thank you, Mayor. To my knowledge, as this is for a special event, I don't believe we have a previous funding request from them.
Okay.
So it would be up to council to set an amount
Okay.
that they wish to provide.
Ed, what can we put in there? $500? What do you want?
I'd say 1,000.
Okay. Yeah, I hope we got it. Is there a seconder for that? Okay. Councillor Haggett, any questions? Yes.
Just wondered if this could go through for council grants. If it could be added to the list if they do this every year. And I'm not sure whether they do it every year or not, but I just.
Yeah.
May I thank you through you, Mayor, to Deputy Mayor and Council. Certainly, one, this can be funded through the 2026 council grant allocations, as the current applications have not met the annual threshold, so for funding for this year. And perhaps based on our new process of requiring applications for council grants, we could notify them that in future years, they would be eligible to apply through that council grant process for this event or for funding should they wish to.
Yep, they'll be picked up too in administration's preparation of that grant. I'm sure their name will appear and they'll put them on the list for a call. Okay, we've discussed that. We have an amount. All in favor, $1,000 to the Glencoe Curling Club. Raise your hand. Carried unanimously. Okay, thank you, Councillor Myers. 5-6, yes. Mike, you were just stretching there, okay? 5-6, Middlesex County Notice of Adoption of Official Plan. 5-7, Middlesex County Library Board Resolution. Support regarding the amendments to the Canada Post Corporation, Bill C-15. Middlesex London Health Unit, meeting update, January 22nd. St. Clair Region Conservation Authority, meeting highlights, December 11th. Strathroy Caradoc, notice of public meeting regarding housekeeping zoning amendment. Township of Brundinel, Blindock, and Regian, resolution of support regarding the town of Apex, solve the crisis for winter homelessness. Municipality of North Grenville, Merrickville, and Wolford Village, OPP Detachment Board resolution of support for enhancement in school bus safety and the implementation of stop arm camera systems. Honorable Trevor Jones, Minister of Agriculture, Food and Agribusiness, publication of the 2026 Agricultural Impact Assessment Guidelines document. And lastly, the Honorable Michael E. Kersner, Solicitor General, and Honorable Rob Flack, Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, information on establishing a police service board budget for municipalities with strong mayor powers. Council, we have, if we can accept as correspondence the 13 items, and we've taken action on the 155. Is there a mover and a seconder to adopt the correspondence agenda as amended? Councillor Haggett, Councillor Myers, questions? All in favor? Carried. Council Committee of Adjustments, I have been advised of none. Public meetings, I have been advised of none. Staff reports, 8-1. Amanda, you can lead us through that at this time. Thanks.
Thank you, Mayor Mayhew, through you to council. The first report is on council composition. So in spring of 2025, council discussed and consulted on a potential change to council composition, including a public meeting and notice. The Municipal Act requires that any change be implemented by bylaw passed by December 31st in the year prior to an election, and that bylaw has not been enacted by the deadline. This was confirmed through follow-up to the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Housing and Legal Counsel, and unfortunately there is no lawful way to backdate or correct this in time for the 2026 municipal election. As a result, the existing council composition must remain in place for the 2026 municipal election and that term. And while I understand this may be disappointing to some, administration has brought it forward promptly to ensure clarity and transparency. The report does note an option that council may direct administration to bring forward a bylaw now to amend council composition effective for the 2030 election, should they wish to do so.
Yes, go ahead, Martin.
Yes, I'd like to move that we pass a bylaw for 2030.
Is there a seconder for that? We'll have some discussion after that. Thank you, Councillor Haggett. We'll open the floor for discussion. I know that is disappointing, but you know, we handle a lot of business, a lot of documents, and that one got by us. I know staff did their very best to keep account of that, but we have to move on, and we at this time we'll look after 2030. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried unanimously. Thank you, Council. I'm sure that'll never happen in our history again. Responsible use of artificial intelligence. Amanda, could you walk us through that?
Thank you, Mayor. Through you to council. This report is being brought forward for a new policy related to AI that directly implements a recommendation that was approved by council through the Service Delivery and Service Excellence Initiative in the fall of 2025. The policy itself does not introduce new technology. However, it does set clear rules so that if AI is used, it is done responsibly with human oversight and in compliance with privacy and legislative requirements. It takes a risk-based approach. Low risk uses like drafting or research are permitted with light oversight, and higher risk uses involving personal information or resident impacts require additional approval and safeguards by myself, the CAO, and the clerk, as well as our information technology department. This policy is proposed to provide clarity to staff, and it does not change any council authority or staff accountability requirements. AI is intended in this policy and in our practice to be a support tool only, and council will receive annual updates on how it is being used, the benefits that are realized, and any risks or policy updates.
Okay, thank you very much, Kelsey. You've heard the recommendation. Any discussion? Yes, Martin, go ahead.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. As far as artificial intelligence, do you have to pay to use artificial intelligence services?
Thank you, Councillor Vink, through you, Mayor to Council. There is an option for some, certainly, to include a fee for service. A lot of artificial intelligence is available free of charge, or currently we do use a Microsoft Office suite, which provides an approved AI use called Copilot, which can be used free of charge. Other software like ChatGPT can also be accessed free of charge. There are options to obtain subscriptions, but for the uses that the low risk uses that would be completed in the municipality, I think the free use platforms, or the one that comes with our Microsoft Office suite and Copilot that we already use and pay for, would be suitable. So I don't anticipate any additional cost, if that's the root of your question. Thank you.
Yeah, so the only with free artificial intelligence, you have to tolerate the advertisements on the free ones that come through on chat. I have it on my phone. I use it probably daily for silly things, like sometimes even spelling a word or something like that. All that dictated to it. But yeah, you have to go through a lot of ads in the free ones, but that's all right. Question, Amanda, does this mirror the County of Middlesex's policy on AI?
Thank you, Mayor Mayhew, through you to Council. Yes, for the most part, we did use the county's existing policy for the development of ours. There are some minor changes in our policy, although the framework from the County of Middlesex policy continues to apply. So because we both share an IT department, all of AI tools that are used within our municipality will continue to be overseen and approved by the County of Middlesex IT department. And so yes, it very closely mimics the council policy. Sorry, thank you.
Council, the recommendation of AI is for you. We need a mover and a seconder to adopt that policy, a new one. Is there a mover and a seconder for that? Councillor Haggett, Councillor Emery, and everyone's had an opportunity to discuss this. I'll call the vote. All in favor? It's carried. We're on 8-2. Clark? Nothing to report at this time. Finance, we're okay at this time. We look forward to budget discussions coming up. Denise, on the 11th of February. Public Works, none at this time. For Moral, Community Service and Facilities. Kevin, can you walk us through this, please?
Sure, yeah. Through you, Mayor to Council, before you is a report on the waiving of fees for the YMCA summer camp that we hosted last year at the arena. And they have requested to come back again this summer. And I'm here to answer any questions you may have.
Yes, Councilor Myers.
Mayor, Kevin, how was the response to this last year?
From what I've received from the YMCA, it was one of the bigger camps they were able to host last year. The numbers, I believe the total numbers was 131 kids came through. So it was really successful, and they're planning actually to hopefully have about 160 this year.
Yeah. Yes, Councilor McGill.
Yeah, it's really good to see this facility being used in the summertime too, because for years, usually most of the summer, there was nothing happening in there. And because we refurbished the arena and put in a new air conditioning and dehumidification system, it's comfortable in there to use in the summertime. So it's a well needed program.
Yeah.
So I'd like to move the
Okay,
recommendation.
is there a seconder for that? Yep, thank you, Councilor Emery. Yeah, I've heard from one of our major industrial footprints that this is extremely important for their staff. And in priority, this is right at the top of the list that they really need this because they do provide after 5 too, which is really important because some of the shifts don't end until 5. So they're quite pleased with it. Okay, everyone's had a shot at this. Oh yes, a question?
I was just wondering, did we waive the fees last year as well?
I believe so. Yep. Yep. Go ahead.
I forgot to mention, I've already moved the recommendation, but it says summer day camp program from June 2026 to September 2026. Shouldn't that be just till sometime in late August? Because the ice has to start going in, does it not? Right at the end of August, because isn't there a hockey tournament Labor Day weekend?
Yeah, I did get a confirmation on the final day of the camp and it would be August the 28th. And then the ice would start going in because due to Labor Day being later this year, the hockey tournament is usually the first weekend after Labor Day. So that gave to the end of August to run the camp and then the ice was in
Yeah, so
right
can
after the camp is
we
done.
change that in the recommendation so it says to August 28th, 2026?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, Colleen, make a note of that. Last question, Kevin, what would the monetary value of that be?
That I'm not 100% sure on, but if there is a rental, if somebody does want to rent the facility while the camp is on, we have been in touch with YMCA last summer as well, and they're more than willing to adjust their camps. They don't use that room, so we can still rent that room out at the time. So there's really no loss of revenue. If somebody wants to rent the facility, they still can. They just adjust their schedule.
We can entertain multiple uses then. At one time.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. All in favor of the recommendation, please raise your hand. Carried unanimously. Okay. 8-6, Aspire. Chief Johnson, you have the floor now.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before you have you have my report on the updated Strathroy Caradoc Southwest Middlesex Fire Protection Agreement. We typically renewed this every 3 years. The new agreement, it is open-ended, so it saves staff time in renegotiating this every 3 years. And we have put in provisions there for either party to cancel it if they feel they need to. Basically, that agreement is so that Strathroy Caradoc covers areas of Southwest Middlesex that are outside of the response times for Glencoe Station. This agreement is it's a good thing for Southwest Middlesex, and I request that you accept it by bylaw. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Yes, go ahead, Councilor McGill.
Yeah, I'm glad this is happening because I remember about 4 years ago now, Strathroy Caradoc's fire master plan called for the closure of the Melbourne Hall. They were going to close the Melbourne Fire Hall and build a new fire hall in Mount Bridges. And we were thinking, where does that leave us? Because Melbourne covers quite a bit of Southwest Middlesex. So I'm glad the new council this term in Strathroy Caradoc must have reconsidered. Melbourne Hall is staying open. So I would move this recommendation
Is
too.
there a second for that? All right, Councilor Myers, any further questions? I talk about money quite a bit, you know, the monetary value is approximately what, 90,000 or something like that, close to that, 90,000.
I would have to check on that figure with our finance. I don't know what we paid last year.
Okay. No problem. We can find that out down the road. Okay, we have a mover and a seconder. All in favor? Carried. H7, building services, none at this time. Planning, none at this time. The chair has not been advised of any notices of motion. Correspondence and petitions, I see none. No unfinished business. And there was no new business directed from the consent agenda. County Council and conference updates. And Council 14 announcements. I'll give you a moment to reflect on that. Yes, Martin, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mayor Allen. I attended the Ruck Fire Rescue meeting last week, and I have a preliminary budget. Just like to point out that Ruck Allison is thinking about getting a new rescue van in 2028. So it may be something that we may want to consider during budget. And
Okay.
I have the
Good.
figures here.
Pass it down. I'll give it to Amanda. She can forward it on to Treasury. There. Any further announcements? Yes, go ahead, Councilor Emery.
Just a reminder of Family Day on February 16th.
Right.
There's various activities at the Appin Community Center for families, along with hot dogs, free hot dogs and hot chocolate. And then in the afternoon, there's free skating at the arena, sponsored by the Lions Club. And once again, free hot dogs and hot chocolate. So we're hoping for a good turnout that day.
We've had successful events in the past, and I know, I think the mayor has to provide music for the event in Eckford Community Center, so I'll be doing that. Yes, Councilor Haggett.
Oh, well, since I want the curling club's got an elimination draw on the Valentine's Day on the 14th. If anybody's interested.
Okay, that's good to know. Yep. I think there were 2 belated birthdays on council. Councilor Haggett, Councilor Emery. Were you celebrating birthdays a week or 2 ago? Anyway. So that's good. It's good for the municipality. That means you're older and wiser. So there you go. Yeah, older and wiser. Okay, we can move on from that then. We'll leave on a happy note. Item number 15, pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act 2001, we will be going to closed session. Recommendation that the regular meeting of council of the municipality of Southwest Middlesex be temporarily adjourned at 1:53 p.m. to permit the holding of a meeting in closed session pursuant to section 239 of the Municipal Act. Is there a mover and a seconder for that, please? Councilor Fink? Councilor Myers? All in favor? Carried. We'll let our clerk get us off